Yeah, I saw that. That's so ass. That's what you get for making that video, bro. What's good, head? How we doing? All right. We need to find some appropriate reading material. Something we can read up about. Any interesting tidbits about Lenin we could look into, or just something cool. What do we think? I'm playing Hoi 4 as Yugoslavia. Good for you. I know that dude in chat would be fucking creaming right now. Read Siege by James Mason. Nah, I don't think so. We talked
No,
about you in my
don't read
history
that, please.
class last week, like as in like me. What did y'all talk about? Hey, what's good, JMO? How we doing, comrade?
Hello, Chairman. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I am chilling, bro. I am chilling. Just got back from Ann Arbor. Looked at actually a very nice apartment that I think will be the next Cantt City
Hey.
HQ, bro. The next RVP HQ, bro. I do believe.
All right. All right. I like it.
Um, it's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, but it's nice, bro. Like it's nice. Like the rooms are spacious. Like it's cozy. Yeah, Ann Arbor's
You
tough. We're
know,
gonna be
as good
hopefully
as you're
living
going
out
to get in
there.
a cultural center as a proletarian.
Read the boys comics. Don't actually. Yeah, that shit is ass, bro. I tried reading the comics when I watched the show. Oh my god, Ave, bro.
Jesus. Oh, my. Thanks for believing. Oh, my God.
Man, what am I even talking? Yeah, I tried reading the boys comics because like I was trying to scratch that itch when the show was done airing, and they were dookie. They were like so different than the show too. Like the show, as bad as people want to say it is, like it does. It's doing what the comics tried to do way better. We talked about the influence of social media and politics, and I brought the lives up. Yo, that's based as fuck. That's based as fuck. Yo, W history class for discussing Cantt, bro, for real. That's actual history right there. That's real. That's real important history. Fuck Israel, Palestine. Fuck all that. Who's more caked up, mustache or Stalin? Definitely Stalin. Easy, easy, no diff. Yeah, Stalin by far. I'm feeling my classes, and it's the last month, comrade. I'm cooked. No, you're not. I've been literally in your exact position before. Just lock the fuck in now, though. You have to lock in now, like right now. Dead ass right now. No jokes. Sorry, bud. How we doing, Ghoul Master? Yeah, definitely not T-34. Mustache Man is more bouncy, but Stalin is better shit. Can we, yo? I'm sick, bro. RimWorld when? Dude, honestly, pretty soon. I wanna continue that Juche North Korean remnants run. That was pretty fire, dude. It's chilly, bro. I'm chilly. I'm chilly, Billy. TPH was in the comments of my ACP cornball edit, siding with me, thinking I was being dead ass. Oh, trim. That's trim. As Playway Cardi would say, that's super trim. Finally free from TikTok editing hell. It takes me like fucking 2 hours to make any TikTok. I don't drop no short TikToks. Y'all best be liking my long ass TikToks, my 10-minute TikToks. You better sit there and watch the whole fucking thing. Thoughts on Christian Juche? It's natural. It's the only natural conclusion. I wrote an entire research paper about a rapper for history. How did you get away with that one? Oh, it's pretty tough though. I'm gonna put on a jacket, dude, because I'm genuinely turning into I'm turning into a popsicle every stream, bro. I don't even notice I'm cold until I try to fucking talk. Let's raid TPH server. He's not doing this, son. Must 10 million green credits, bro. I'm actually... Yo, Ave actually has one of one memes. I don't know where these fucking memes come from. If you don't watch Cantt VODs, you ain't phone him. That's actually true. That's actually true. In case you don't know, Cantt VODs are now available on YouTube. So if you're not tapping in, you're kind of cucking yourself out of some pretty good content. I can't lie. My number one op is a weirdo that fetishizes lesbians, and his worst insult is that I'm a commie. I mean, dude lost. Like, it's over. Don't trip. Don't worry. It's too hot here for a jacket. I fucking wish. It's still a little bit warmer here than where I'm coming from, too. I've lived too hard as an ACP. What is communism? An ideology that prohibits opposition political parties, disregards and outlaws the political claims of individual and group opposition to the state. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's based. An ideology that rejects all religious and moral principles in the belief that life is meaningless. Yeah, I mean, yeah, bro. Why not? Why not, bro? Can't you from the mitten or I'm tripping? Nah, I'm from the mitten now, bro. I'm officially mitten resident now, bro. I'm officially mittened out, bro. Me and Tron, bro. The teacher was the one who told me to do it. Just gonna go with America in some way. I mean, honestly, like rap as a force on our culture definitely has a lot of historical impact. It's definitely been used a lot and co-opted by like, you know, the right and by billionaires and by the state. Just kind of as like, you know, a psyop more or less for a lot of the time. Like you look at, I was listening to like some Biggie with Glisten the other day, and bro, he literally has a song where like he's rapping about like just straight sexually assaulting women, and I'm like, bro, this motherfucker was like mad famous and like mad rich and like, bro, it like genuinely just rapping about sexually assaulting people. I was shook. And bro, this shit just gets pushed and pushed and pushed. Yo. Ave, do you make these fucking memes? Diddy. Hey, comrade. How we doing, Locky? Do you know who Mishima is? Like Machinima or Mishima? I'm not sure. I need to join all other servers. Gotta stay mysterious. Sinister communizer circles. Yo, motherfuckers just make memes all day. Did he? Nah, he didn't. The paper was about young Lenin and his come up in American rap. Oh, that's so tough. That's so tough. I actually, I tried to do a paper about young Lenin in school. Funny enough, and they didn't let me do it. They didn't let me do it. Basically 1984, I mean, but worse. The Hegelian Strasserist. Yo, thumbs up if you're a Strasserist in chat, bro, please. Yukio Mishima. Was that dude a photographer or I'm tripping? Save my friends from school propaganda. They're learning about World War II right now and they call it out to teach. Okay. What would you call your country if you start a revolution? Probably. Dude, I've thought about this a few times. Cantopia. No, Cantt's not gonna be involved in the fucking game. I think maybe like I like the United Socialist States of America just for the USSA. But like ultimately I think I would probably do like a referendum. I just like let motherfuckers choose. We do like a couple. We do like, you know, field like a shit ton of suggestions. Kind of like how New Zealand did their flag, but you know they had those like a bunch of dumbass answers that weren't serious. So we'll filter those out. Look at like, okay, these names are kind of hard. These names are kind of hard. Put up like 20 names. Let motherfuckers choose. I bet it'd have something to do with America. Can you be the leader of the ACP? I don't think I want to be. Shout out Cam for the follow. Renaming Detroit to K-Troit. True. Dork meetup. Yeah, come on. You're invited. You're the leader. Cantoslavia. We had a class where the teacher just talked about the first time he tripped. Yeah, that would be my class. Yukio Mishima is the most interesting dude ever, but he's sadly a fascist. What does he do? Shout out Siri for the follow. Let's go USA. I forgot where's the Soviet Union on a map. It's not there anymore. Rest in peace. Would you go to North Korea if you could? Yeah, for sure. I'll check it out. I want to go all over. I really don't think I would get, like, executed just for stepping foot in that country. Like, I'm pretty confident in that belief. Like, I could just visit and, you know, be an observer. Like, millions of people, well, not millions, but lots of people do. All these unintelligent communists getting pissed at what? Did you make any, like, claim or anything that people are getting pissed at? Can't do multi-stream or you just on the talk? I gotta start multi-streaming, bro. I got to. I'm not logged in. It'll happen. Bro, I had mad fucking... Went to the bar with Glisten, bro. We got loopy shots, which tasted like fucking Fruit Loops. Then we got Wingstop, bro. I'm straight burping, bro. December 26, 1992, rip. No, actually a year before that. When you ask where is America, I'll point to Japan. And Taiwan and South Korea. Communists, when they find out about the Holodomor, what's that? Can't communize or arc win right now. Right the fuck now. It's time. But North Korea is a dictatorship. Aye, bro. Every country is a dictatorship, you know? America's a dictatorship of the bourgeois. Whether you want to say, I mean, can you even say North Korea is a dictatorship of the bourgeois? Like, do they help, like, global capital by existing? Yeah, there's a lot of DPRK tourists. 27 million, goodbye. Ku Klux Klan member. When you ask where's the Soviet Union, that points my heart. Modern communists are pathetic. How come? I agree a lot are. I mean, they call themselves communists, but they don't believe in any sort of communism. They don't really know what it means, like, ultimately. We can bust one out for Big Lenin. We can, absolutely. Would you rather get mauled by a pack of hyenas or eat Raisin Canes? I like Raisin Canes. I think I would probably rather eat Raisin Canes. I think that shit's good. I think that shit's good, me personally. Can't thoughts on egoist communists? Like, bro, they just, I mean, I don't know, like, they probably just are, like, in too many, like, Discord group chats, bro. Like, they just gotta unplug for a second, they'll be like a Marxist-Leninist, I feel like. Shout out Bart, or Christ is Lord, for the follow. Praise Jesus. Hold on, I gotta text Short Tizulation back real quick. What government form do you prefer, bro? What government form do you prefer more? I think capitalism is better. Low key, like I'm kind of a centrist on this matter. I'm not really leaning one way or the other. Can't, you're not even gonna follow me back. I see how it is, bro. If I was to follow back everybody, I would be following. I have to follow 69 people. I'm sorry. Why are you a damn liberal? I'm a communist. The F. Lenin was a dirty liberal, dude. Dip Nation. Stalin was egotistical. He definitely had, he made some mistakes. I mean, like any fucking leader would, but I still think he did great. If you guys do a revolution, can I be king? Just for me to have my face on money, but y'all can rule. Nah, buddy. We'll all have our faces on money. And then we'll get rid of it. There will be no money. You can own. No money required. Happy birthday, Lenin. Yippee. It was my birthday today. Me and Lenin are twins. Oh, that's tough, Mason. That's tough. Holy unk. He assassinated Trotsky. That was pretty tough. I don't think that was egotistical of him. That was pragmatic. Bro, Trotsky was like literally throwing wrenches in like everything the fucking Soviet Union was doing. Studying while watching. That's what I hope everybody's doing. Like, if y'all have work to be doing, if y'all have like something to be reading, or if y'all have like, you know, homework to do, or like a task y'all gotta catch up on, I hope y'all are just allowing me to accompany you for that. That's like my ideal use for my content. Stalin was increasingly chauvinistic towards the end of his life, especially towards China and Mao. I could agree with that for sure. I could definitely agree with that. And it's good that we have this lesson to take, right? Because I really, you know, I'm not exactly part of the Stalin did nothing wrong camp, but like he did not make as many mistakes as people try to act like he did. And the ones that he did, we can study, because there are, you name a handful of things he did wrong, and a whole lot more he did right. Wish his birthday was on 420. Yeah, that would be freaking tough sauce. Cakes and candles, bro. Yo, me and Lenin go way back, bro. I can't lie. True. Rasputin is my goat. He's pretty tough. Can't lie. That dude got murked. Oof, in so many different ways. What's your thoughts on Scottish independence? I don't really know, but I don't like the UK. So I would like to see Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland reunited with Ireland. I'd like to see all that. I think just bust that whole situation up. Happy birthday, Lenin. Bum-ass environmental science homework. Hey, Goon Master, it ain't bummy. Environmental science is good and it's important. I have a friend who went to Ecuador doing that exact same shit, and she got to work making like toilets and shit, and like supply stands and shit, like way out in like the mountains. Like, she was cooking. Doing that. Who knows? Maybe that could be you. You could be out in South America helping the proles get better living standards. Yeah, I've barely studied philosophy, Jacob. Just like whatever you think is good, you know. That's philosophy. Happy birthday, painter. Oh, tough. Freaking tough. The Stranger by Albert Camus is fire. I actually have read that. That is a really good book. It's a really good short intro to philosophy as well. It's all online, so nah. Summer I usually go down to Brazil and help the community around my family. That's good for you, Jen. Thank you, GM. Shout out Rango Forever for the follow. We're going to whip my Yardie out, and I think we're just going to smack the fuck out of the Yard Sizzlation, so let's pull that up here. I don't know why I love Mystics, Rasputin, Rumi, Nightingale, because it's interesting. It's interesting to think about, at least. Like, it would be cool if that... I personally don't believe in magic or any sort of supernatural shit, but it would be cool if that stuff existed. And I figure if that stuff does exist, there's no real better time to study it and look into it than a communist society. If this technology to, say, create free energy or manifest and literally create things out of nothing, if this does exist... We'll never fucking encounter it and have it widespread and used under capitalism. What the fuck? Because we would just establish some form of socialism or ultimately communism. So, yeah, I mean, if you're into all that shit, all that conspiracy shit, you think there's towers and temples that harness energy from the earth or whatever, That's fine. I wish you would spend more time reading theory, but yeah, I mean, ultimately, like, that shit's only gonna get uncovered under a communist society. So you should get invested. Shout out Broken Killjoy for the follow. Lenin would smoke gas station weed. Absolutely. Yeah, Lenin would smoke. I don't think Lenin would smoke carts, but I think Lenin would smoke bud for sure. I think he would smoke bowls, like only bowls. He would just always have, and like not big bowls either, not like a fat. He would have just like a little tiny guy in his pocket at all times. He just. That's how Lenin would smoke. Would Stalin fuck with carts? I think Stalin would only. Me personally, I can only see Stalin smoking joints. I can't see him smoking anything else. Joints, that's it. Lenin ripping straight dabs. Can't. When will the Minecraft server come back? In like months. Probably a few months from now. Can't. Are you seeing the shit going down in Truth Nukes? Oh my god, poor Levi. Once again, getting fucking slimed out. Hold on. You can't claim to have a realistic view of the world and then a white supremacist attitude regarding black suffering. This is the best I can do. George Washington, what? Amazing, a slave owner. You literally cannot be serious, bro. Yo, hi Tori. How we doing? Stalin would smack the fuck out of a cart and call it a week. I mean, yeah, he would probably tap a cart. I just really think Stalin would smoke joints. I really think. The sun will rise again. Monarchy. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell? Reagan right now reacting to the stream. Probably. The Sun Lagoon again. I saw Mao in the Maldives. Trust? I do. I actually do trust you. Boy, the sunrise again. Boy, the frickin' Japanese Empire, boy. We will frickin' come back. Like, bro, the Japanese Empire is dead and buried. That shit's been literally cucked out and, like, getting genuinely, like, back shots from the U.S. Empire for, like, 80 years. 80 years, buddy. Just of straight back shots. That's embarrassing, bro. That's really fucking embarrassing, dude. Like, literally, it's a colony, bro. It's a colony. Our military bases are all over that bitch. Our military personnel, like, bro, nothing. Y'all ain't doing no interventions, no actions of any sort on a military level without the U.S. having full fucking knowledge first. Motherfuckers have no political independence. If they had a bad monarch, they'd just revolt. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do if you lose? Die. But they're willing to die if it's just for a better monarchy. Like, they're so stupid. They're so, like, just not cooking whatsoever in terms of politics. As people, I don't know, maybe they're cool people. I have reservations about that claim, though. If I'm a Mossad agent, am I still proletariat? Dude, this is honestly a good question. I don't think so. It depends. It honestly depends. Like, you'll probably be out of the proletariat at some point. You'll be in a position of, like, ownership at some point, but, like, I mean, if you are a Mossad agent that, like, gets, you know, you're selling your labor power to the fucking Mossad. Yeah. And that's the only way, like, you have no way of supporting yourself otherwise, but once you do, you're no longer proletarian. You can be petty. Holy shit, buddy. Don't scroll down. Okay, hold on. Don't scroll down. I'm scared, bro. Yo, y'all mods better be cleaning up the chat for me to be reading this. Y'all better make sure this is acceptable to read. What's your opinion about Nazbols? They're not communists. They're wreckers. You cleaned it? Thank you. Who would steal his slaves' teeth and wear them while using lead? dentures made out of slave teeth. And then you just Roman glaze. This is the best I could do. Yo, Trim. What's your opinion on Mamdani? I actually donated to his campaign back in like fucking September. I thought he was cool, but like, dude, I kind of line up with Jude Bauer on this one. If y'all know Jude Bauer, he's a goat. It's like this. Either he succeeds and we get pushed closer to like social democracy and the capitalist system exists in like a controlled opposition type situation for another like 30 years potentially with like little to no crisis because, you know, it's actually appeasing the workers and they recognize, you know, I think this is kind of coming out of a reflection of how dire the circumstances are at right now. People like Mamdani are needed in bourgeois politics to settle them. Like, look at all the old empires, Austria-Hungary and shit. They were becoming fucking social democracies back in the early 1900s. Just a little over 100 years ago. Like, we're due to repeat that cycle. And, yeah, so either we get staunched in a social democracy where revolution is offset to, like, 2050, 2060, when it really starts getting, like, just really unsustainably, like, irreversibly bad. Or he fails and people blame socialism. People blame communism and socialism instead of social democracy. Zohran Mamdani is a social democrat. Get that very clear. He uses working class language, yes, but in his actions, he is a social democrat. And while I think this is better than just a liberal or a conservative, they are still upholding capitalism, and it's ultimately harmful to the movement. We can't push the Democrats left. We can't run candidates in a Democratic Party. We can't vote Democrat. We have to vote third party, and we have to vote Communist Party. It's not to win the election. We're not going to win the fucking election, okay? And who gives a fuck if Trump or Kamala wins? Kids are still going to get put in fucking prison. Kids are still going to get put in camps on the border. Biden was put in nearly just as many as Trump, okay? Like, we can try to lesser evils it, but we will fail to ever build up any sort of legitimacy in the voting arena for communist politics. And again, we are not running to win. We are running as an agitation method to prove to workers that we have a dual power system, a power outside of the system that they can fall back upon, and they can rely upon our ideology and our action to actually act in their needs. So ultimately, I think Zohran is like, I would probably like smoke a cigar with the dude, like fucking get a drink with him and shit. He's like probably a chill dude, but like just I fundamentally disagree with his politics strongly. Stalin or Trotsky, Stalin. Eastern Europeans don't want communists back. That's not true. Statistically not true. Reform is better. We all need to become DSA peace bloods. Can't the sun rise again refers to the black sun. Really? Oh. Don't wear that hammer and sickle outside, kid, and it's coming, bro. Oh, it's this guy from yesterday who wasn't gonna do shit. Who's pussy. Yeah, people do want the USSR back. No, we don't. You can't speak for literally everybody. I'm sorry. It's not true. Tito eats Pepto-Bismol pies. Tito eats Pepto-Bismol pies, bro, apparently. I'm a Marxist-Leninist. Stalinism isn't a real thing. ACP leader has his on. I just talked to him. I told him about the leftist Bolshevik umbrella party. We need a vanguard party. I agree. He says the ACP is that. So the problem with Haas and the ACP is like okay. Haas has, I believe, studied Marxism for a long time. But he is also clearly a jaded and angry and, I mean, unstable person. Like, he can hold an argument. He can hold a debate. He can bully people into holding the opinions he holds. He has a very bullying bare-fisted, brutish politics style, kind of reminiscent of Huey Long almost. Like he presented the Jackson Hinkle quote, in which Jackson Hinkle said women in the West aren't even real people, and that he wished they would be traditional, like the women in the East who just vote whatever the man votes. Haas pulled up this quote, and he's like, this is a test of if you can think critically or not. Like, okay, before you even, like, get to thinking about this, like, this is a test if you can actually think critically. Like, before people are even allowed to, like, digest and, like, understand the information being presented, he's, like, just fucking bullying you. He's just, like, just fucking, what is the word I'm looking for? He's just, like, streamlining you into, like, you will think this way, and, like, if you don't, you're not with us. Like, it's bullying. It's brutish behavior. And it's in defense of some pretty egregious behavior. And he just writes it all off. He says, I fully agree with what Jackson said. He said, I 100% agree. I stand by everything Jackson said. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, he actually likes and revels in that image, because a lot of people are latching onto that. A lot of, jaded political people who are coming out of the MAGA movement, like, to his credit, into communism, but they are socially conservative, and they're, frustrated young men, and they're angry. And he just appeals to that, like, saying slurs, like saying the F slur, saying the R slur on stream, yelling at people loudly, like ranting and raving and yelling at people and getting upset and just freaking out and fucking throwing your hands up and calling people slurs and demeaning people based on their sexuality or whatever. It's just, like, regardless of his political takes, he is just simply trying to, like, act like he's the Trump of communism. Like, he has a lot of knowledge about the subject, so he can just come on to this digital space, which rewards his behavior, which rewards his, exaggerated and aggressive behavior. Because it's, you see a stream where someone's screaming, you're gonna fucking click on that. You see a stream where someone's talking, calmly and rationally, it's not quite as interesting. So yeah, Haas just, I think he is, like, I just don't think he's trustworthy. I just don't think he's, like, a trustworthy leader of a communist movement, in which he refuses to identify, or, like, refuses to engage with identity politics, which means refusing to even discuss, like, LGBT people's role in the revolution, or transgender, like, agenda, or anything like this. When we're in a Western communist movement where, whether you like it or not, whether you approve or not, the majority of people who are already communists and people who are already knowledgeable about this subject and open to communism because they stand a lot to gain out of a changing of the social norms are queer people, are gay people, transgender people, bisexual people, non-binary people. They're all integral to the movement. And to refuse to engage with these people and to kind of, like, be like, you can join us, but you're kind of like, you keep that shit to yourself, like, almost. And, sure, they don't say this directly, but it's very much implied. And they'll challenge that, and they'll say, okay, when did I ever say this specifically or that specifically? Oh, owned, destroyed. But you see the atmosphere that's being cultivated. Everyone sees the atmosphere that Haas is cultivating. It's toxic, it's misogynist, it's homophobic, it's transphobic. And as woke or cringe as I sound to say that, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, you should be an open and accepting person, and you should at least be tolerant. And to me, tolerance means if you're in a communist Western movement, you should be discussing these very important issues. There is plenty of time for multiple issues to be discussed. Of course, up first and foremost is the really pressing issues, is Iran, is Cuba, is Venezuela. We talk about these really crucial developments first, but when we move on to our domestic issues, to act like gay and transgender issues don't even come up is ludicrous. It's ludicrous. And Haas goes, did anyone at our last Congress even bring up transgender issue? He literally said this. He's like, did anyone, talking to Jackson, he's like, did anyone at our last Congress even bother to bring up, like, transgender or gay issues? And he was like, no, like, no one even cared. And they acted like that was proof that it doesn't matter to Western communism. But that's just proof of the environment that they've fostered, of where people are even scared to speak out, because if they say, hey, what are we going to do about, say, like, this transgender person was just killed, I feel like maybe we could do, like, a little, like, social media thing, like, maybe just, like, post, like, a little thing real quick. It takes, like, 15 minutes. And, I bet you Haas is going to love that, right? I bet you Haas is going to be like, Yeah, great idea, man. I'm glad you like come out here and you contribute your ideas, and you are so beneficial to our community, and you want to share and you want to help us develop. Is that how he acts? Like fuck no, bro. Fuck no, bro. Hawes is just a figure that people want to be on the good side of. They want to be like on his, either neutral or good side, and just not be yelled at by him because he's just an abusive person. So, yeah, buddy. That's kind of it's kind of my take on Hawes a little bit. Stalinism is a counter-revolutionary idea. I'm not a Stalinist. I'm a Marxist-Leninist, and Stalinism is not like no. There's no like official Stalinist manifesto or anything or like any Stalinist theory. Like it's just Marxism-Leninism. How we doing, Jacob? How is communism going? It's going great. They're feds. Even Dusk uses those tactics. Remember what page? Hawes talks about transgenderism like it's an ideology. Yeah, we talked about that before too. Scroll past the ACP co-founder guy streaming to like 60 people trying to debate dudes. They're pathetic. His takes are terrible. Like Hawes is always like gonna be right sometimes. Like he's when it comes to talking about the economy and like he's debating a capitalist, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, like I'm all in with this guy. Like I'm all on this guy's side. But when it comes to like who's gonna lead the movement, it's like okay, maybe not Hawes. Are we tripping here? Shit, buddy. Hawes versus one gay person. But yeah, he's very much like the manosphere of the right of the left, which I guess it's good that like we have like this precedent now to build off of, but we can do better than what Hawes is doing. I think that's kind of been my goal since the start. I've always said I think there's a line to be ridden between the ACP and the CPUSA that is not being tapped into right now. I think ACP goes way too far, overcompensates way too much. They're like, oh, the left is viewed as like weak and sissy and whatever, so we need to be hyper masculine and hyper aggressive and like no, you can be a normal person. And I think like I would love to just at least be able to bring a face to communism that isn't like obtrusive, like it's not, or intrusive. It's just not like saying you're like, oh god, a fucking communist on my screen. You're like, this guy looks like a normal dude. He's talking like a normal dude. Like maybe I'll hear him out. And so far, that's been pretty fucking. I mean, y'all can see the debates we've done. Y'all can see. I mean, if y'all have stuck around for stream long enough, y'all have seen plenty of people just come and go in chat. Just random people, construction workers, retail workers, who are just like they don't know shit about communism and they're just curious, and they either see me gaming and they're interested because of the game I'm playing, or just kind of generally want to come and talk. Like, I think you can just achieve like a vanguard party of normal people, how it should be, of working class people who are respectful to each other. I don't think it's impossible. I really don't. I think we have so much precedent to build off of, and it's still gonna be messy. People are uncontrollable. People are wild. But we can fucking do this shit. This will be decades in the making, but it can be done. Shout out Revolutionary Ginger for the follow. I'm gonna grab some water real quick, comrades. We'll have a peanut can too. Peanut. Peanut. Hi, puppy. Hi, buddy. I want to say hi to Peanut. Peanut can, peanut can, peanut can. Yeah. We all love Peanut. Everyone loves Peanut. We love and revere Peanut. It's good, Shud guy. Normal people want democracy, I agree. Yeah, it is crazy, it's so close, but I mean, who give a fuck? Why are you always in the same streams as me, bro? Me? Oh, Goonmaster, no. Goonmaster is just the most tapped in motherfucker on the planet. Peanut is the only revolutionary. He's the only true revolutionary. What's good, BDRX? Hey, Comrade Cantt, if you see my name, I'm always nice in the interest of communism, and I'm actually learning about it at high school right now. That's fire. Where are you from, Jacob? Peanut. Oh, Peanut's so fucking cute, dude. Or TFR. Tomorrow we are doing TFR. Tomorrow we are playing the MAGA communist path for the Fire Redux. They're dropping that tomorrow. We are playing that. And it's gonna be fucking ridiculous. It's gonna be fucking ludicrous. Do you play the Great War? Like in Hearts of Iron? I do not. I don't like how vanilla it feels, if that's what you're talking about. Nah, Goonmaster is just tapped in. Like, don't be afraid. How old is Peanut? He's 4. Neo-fascist LARPers. With Hinkle? No. Not like MAGA communist ACP, like actual like MAGA communist. Like Trump becomes like a Mao Zedong type figure, where he just like is just like forms the whole like Communist Party state. Like he just coups everything. It's gonna be fucking insane. It's gonna be fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I know. No, it's gonna be fucking legendary. Hold on, we can pull up the announcement right here. Red Dawn in the sky. Red Dawn. Hold on, let me cover this real quick. And then they have a video.
We have the biggest workers, very handsome workers, come up to me and say, Comrade Trump, there is a specter hunting Europe, and you know what? They're right. These bourgeois are very nasty people, very, very rude and very unfair to the workers. They are stealing our surplus value, and no one is doing anything about it. The proletariat comes up to me every day and says, Comrade Trump, will you lead the revolution? And I got to turn to them and say, look, the instruments of capitalism, what we used to bring about it, it's destruction, believe me. Obama never wanted to seize them. Well, guess what? I'm seizing them. Landlords.
Like, bro, it's gonna be fun, bro. It's gonna be so tough. Now, the little MAGA book, too, is a thing. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on, let me cover this again. Yeah, JD Fondon. Heil Trump, Stalin, Trump communism in March. What channel is this in? This is in the Fire Redux. It's not the Fire Rises. It's their like offspring mod. Like look at how glorious he is. This is actually tough. This is actually so tough. That's so tough. Like, does that not make you want to shed a tear? See how serene he is? He could have done this so easy. He could have been doing this. Brownest live I've ever seen. Oh my fucking god. A Nietzschean. Yeah, that is so beautiful. Yeah, no, that's gonna be genuinely peak content. Let's keep reading the Discord. I'm not hateful, I just have a realistic view of the world. You like reading about history, yet you don't know the history of black people in the U.S. White history. You've never in your life picked up a book about African American history, and it shows. Does Prussia not count? Wait, yo, this fucking guy, Levi, bro. Not really. I don't know what author to read about that. And he misspelled author. Oh, it's too good, bro. It's too good. It's too fucking good, bro. It's way too juicy. You like whitewashed history? It should be a crime. You are whitewashed. I hate Nazis. You were using their ideology not too long ago. He said when. Yeah, this is definitely an oversimplified watcher. Revolution boy, I'm imperious. What the hell is that a word? Imperious? Probably. Bye bye, revolutionary ginger. Donald Ilyich Trumpin. I'm reading about Marxism at school and it's the same thing as communism. Like that's a good question, you know, because they're very deeply intertwined. Like, yeah, they are two separate words, but like I guess here's the thing, right? Like Marx didn't exactly invent communism, you know what I'm saying? He invented the whole like materialist analysis that kind of led to the rapid development of communism, the way of analyzing history that, you know, led to the conclusion that communism is the way to go, right? But, you know, anybody like could understand that a society could exist in which there is no money and things are freely traded between people, you know, like at no exploitative rate. Like it's just the fact that Marx was so instrumental in reaching that conclusion that it's hard to separate the two subjects. Later, Confucius. Time to come back in another month, though, yeah. I wish I spoke Russian. I'm just an Anglo-Saxon fucker. I only speak one language. Bro. We did, Jacob. We did, and you missed it. All my life we did, too. You can ask motherfuckers. I do it again. Fucking shit. 24 hours. This is such a W flick, bro. This is so W flicks, bro. Does that show up on the fucking... No, we'll just hide this while we read the Discord. It would be a flex. I would love to speak Russian. Happy birthday, Mason. You'll be balding soon. Just join a Maoist guerrilla group in the global south at this point. I want to learn communism, guys. Guide me, please. Read books, bro. Okay. No, bro. We can do better than this in terms of advice. We can do better. Just vote for the Democrats, bro. We'll get one elected in one of these days. Lack of a mother. Oh, God. I never denied it. I just don't see it for myself, not saying it doesn't exist. Canadian Floridians, bro. You just don't know how to recognize it. Me as a black person, I've never encountered racism. Or, like, seen it in person is what I mean. The language of the communists is every language. Middle class, yeah, it's over. What is the definition of the word racism in Greek? Who gives a fucking shit, bro? Who fucking actually cares? You can't be serious, dude. Charlie Kirk debate detected. Charlie, is that you? What is the Latin term for fetus? Oh, it's so peakulated, bro. It's so peaky. Oh, that's so tough. Racism has infected law, which is the reason why it is systemic. Wasn't this dude friends with Postman? Yeah, and I talked to Cantt and threw it away. Well, I did tell his ass to throw away that fucking flag. He still got banned, but it's good he actually threw it away if he really did. Oh my fucking shit, bro. This is some people's actual goat too. Like some people genuinely like. I've seen someone come in my chat and say that he's amazing. Like Postman is amazing. Someone said. Oh my god, what is going on? I can't even see the characters this guy sent, but that looks fucking sus as hell. Who had what flag? This kid Levi had an Imperial Japanese flag. Oh man, I'm so behind in chat. He did? Yeah, I couldn't even, like, all the, for me, it's, like, all just blocks. Like, I can't even see it. Spooky, shut the fuck Yo, I'm actually cooked, bro. I'm actually cooked, son. Oh my god, son, I'm actually cooked, bro. Holy shit. Oh my god, bro. I'm actually cooked, bro. Like, poor Spooky. Spooky was talking about, like, something that was going on, like, in the live. But was he just, like, saying it over and over again? Yeah, he was. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. No, that was totally 100%. That was Goon Master validity right there. Like, that was valid. Yeah, he just said it 3 times. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? It does. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That is so good, bro. That is so good. Okay, liberal. Okay. You guys, he's actually asking, like, he's saying, I really want to learn about communism. Y'all are just saying, read books, read theory. Tell him specific shit, and, like, maybe even engage with him on a topic, like a specific topic. You don't have to cover everything, but you can cover one thing. And try to at least, like, keep him on that topic. You did? Shit, maybe I missed it. What type of communism you think is right? Communism. I mean, we get there how we get there. I think Marxism, Leninism is the way to get there. Read Das Kapital and nothing else. Okay. Yeah, there you go. W. Walter. Thank you. See, was it that hard? Okay. Okay, low key is, like, sometimes it's hard to know what to read, right? Where to start out. It's fair to ask. It's a fair question to ask. Cantt, was the Gaddafi drink good? It was the exact same as the Farrah Fawcett cream soda. Funny enough. I got the Farrah Fawcett cream soda one time for, I think, Christmas as, like, a stocking stuffer. It was pretty fire. The exact same though. They're both made by I don't know what company makes those, but, like, they make all, like, the, you know, like, the gimmick sodas and shit. Like, they make all of those. There was Stalinade there at the store too. I wanted to buy, like, 10 bottles, but I can't be tossing money around like that right now. Where do you buy that shit? Any candy store. I was in Ann Arbor and there was one. Shout out Toletti Pindorado for the follow. For 2K, you should rate them. Yeah, I'll, like, pull up, like, each and, like, do it just like a... Yeah, that'll be fire. I need everything explained to me. I will kill you. You won't do shit, you manlet. Bro needs his mommy to explain communism to him. My pronouns are USA. My pronouns are ACP. True. I think we'll end off stream in a second with a little bit of theory. Reading a little bit of theory because I know you guys love that so much. Can we ever listen to the Soviet national anthem? Oh, for sure. For 1.5K, you should collab with TPH. Honestly, it might not be so bad. I don't think I've ever talked to TPH like on like a voice call. It might be funny. ACP versus DSA Civil War. DSA. Because like there's actually people in the DSA. He'd call you a sex haver. Psst. Shit, buddy. I accept the allegations. Wonder if Lenin would play cat games. Maybe. Today marks the day for the global Goonist party where Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, Hazist. Dude, the fucking we're all Garridoist, bro. We all study the Garrido module in the ACP. We all, bro. Yo, one's in chat if we all loyally follow the Garrido module of the ACP learning program. The Fire Redux needs to add you as a general for Trump's MAGA communist for real. Yo, that would be so essential, bro. If y'all haven't seen this image, this is such a legendary image. Like, WAI art, bro. W straight AI goons. It's so tough, though. There's an Arabic saying. Oh, my God. Damn, only Goon Master dropping ones, bro. We need Logi Cantt for when he uploads his consciousness to artificial intelligence. #1 Aura Farmer. He was so tough. He was so tough. I gotta get posting the last VOD pretty soon. It's gonna take forever to drop. Then I gotta drop this VOD too. I'm just gonna have to edit the last VOD a little bit because we had a little shit go down and I just gotta edit that, but pretty tough. Hey, how we doing, Closure? A TFR motto of TikTok lefties. True. Not actually, so facts. So factual. Fidel, can you stop trying to shove basketballs up my ass? Well, maybe I shouldn't read this because I remember y'all motherfuckers were saying shit was going crazy earlier. United Peoples of America. True. Alright. Before we get in stream, we're gonna do a little reading. We're gonna read a little bit. I'm gonna do a little book reading, then I gotta go to bed. I got a fucking busy day tomorrow. We all want to use a communal toothbrush. Hey, Comrade Cantt, you think you miss my comment? Hey, Comrade Cantt, I have autism, but that doesn't stop me from liking communism in the working class. That's fucking good. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Yeah, I did miss that, Jacob. That's my apologies. Yeah, I will catch you later, Closure. Bro, Closure. Bro. Me and Glisten, I think we found a really nice apartment. That's going to let us, accumulate money, and we'll be able to hopefully come out to China later this year. I really hope. I really hope. We're going to read a bit. Yeah, we're out. How we doing, Levi? What's your occupation? Bro, I work at a fucking sandwich shop right now. Alright, but I don't know. We'll see what I'm doing once I move to the city in like literally a week. I'm always gonna be doing this shit though. This is harder than work, bro. Literally. No, just kidding. This shit's fun. WGTA Saints, bro. And we're not playing Hoi 4? Okay, I'm out. Yeah, I hope too, Closure. Can't will you be investing in OpenAI? Sucks. Fuck, no. Alright, we're going to read a little bit of Wage, Labor, and Capital. We're on chapter 3. By what is the price of a commodity determined? So this is going to be a juicy one. I'm going to say that again. By what is the price of a commodity determined? Like it's fucking Jeopardy, bro. Viewership dropping hard. Reading bad, me, I'm smart. Yeah, no, people don't like reading. People just want to like be entertained. Sandwich maker, hilarious. What a loser. This dude doesn't even have a job. Like, it's sad, bro. Yeah, I have a fucking job. I sell my wage labor wherever the fuck I can sell it, bro. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'll be working wherever under communism. I'd just be working on like random construction projects or like fucking community efforts, like whatever the fuck. But like, you know, I gotta find one place that will buy me for now. And, you know, quickest one I found was a fucking sandwich shop. So there you go. I work at a sandwich shop. I'm not too committed. If we seize the means of production, we can own all Arby's stores and have infinite chitlin. It's okay, comrade Cantt. If I ever see that you again, it's the only stream that I enjoy. Hell yeah, Jacob. I always enjoy having you around, buddy. Goalposts moved. Seize the means of salami. If I didn't have a job though, it would be like, oh, you're a jobless cobbie, of course. But if I work at a grocery store, it's, oh, you work at a fucking grocery store. If I worked at like a corporate office in like a high level position, if I was like a fuck, oh yeah, I'm like an elite executive board. Oh, you're a fucking hypocrite. You're a fucking. It doesn't matter. You're like, it doesn't matter ultimately what job I do to you. You just hate me because I'm a communist, and you can't see past that. Opinion on National Socialism, ass. Retail better, less things to do, and you can hide. I agree. I've worked a lot of retail. My last job before this one was retail. Take the might out of that sentence and you got it. Yo, motherfuckers, bro. A billionaire could not be a capitalist. A capitalist is simply someone that owns the flow of workers' labor. Yeah, like if a billionaire like like sells off every single one of their assets and they just live off like the exploitation they've already committed, like yeah, like they've significantly furthered their actions as a capitalist, but you know, they are then just you would just say they're like bourgeoisie at that point. Like you don't have to say they're capitalists, yeah. Because they still live off the exploitation, like they don't have to work because of other people's work that they exploited. Why didn't you stream on out of disrespect? This wine's good as fuck, I bet. So your mom pays rent to your grandma who owns the building. That's cooked. I'm not against communism, but I want to run a gulag that executes people I don't like. Well, I mean, here's the thing. No one person is gonna run it. This ain't Nazi Germany. It's not like there's one dude. It's like, this is your Kampfjornschad. No. Nope. Sorry. It's a community thing. There's no gulags. Okay, we're not doing gulags in the modern day. We don't need them. We literally don't need them. Like, they're just bad optics, and we don't need that shit. We don't need to force people into labor. It's kind of antithetical to what we're trying to accomplish. We don't need that shit. But there will be camps of a certain kind, and they will be for rehabilitation. They will be where people have to go, and they have to fucking, like, actually read books and, like, take classes and shit and smarten them fucking selves up, because people are cooked. There are so many people that are cooked and are going to seriously need this program. And it's not going to be, like, a fucking death camp or a concentration camp. Like, it's going to be, like, a community-run effort where, like, people just rehabilitate, like, you know, counter-revolutionaries or whatever. They give them reading material, like they help them in classes and shit. They tutor them in like Marxist-Leninist ideology and general just Marxist thinking, and just kind of deprogramming them from the liberal conservative duopoly brain spasm that's been gooped all over their fucking brainstem. Replace the death penalty with gulags. No gulags, bro. Honestly, like, I think we keep the death penalty around for a while. I can't lie to you. We're gonna need that shit. Karl Marx was a Jew, though. Millionth time I've seen this. You are so unique, bro. You know I see you every day, right, in a different form, because you are allowing yourself to be a vessel for this very, very dumb idea, that comes from literally the dude that started World War II, you know, Mustache Man. It comes from him. Like, this is dumb, dude. This is dumb. And this accomplishes nothing for you, socially, politically, economically. Like, you gain nothing from holding on to this shit like it's fucking made of gold. Like, you don't. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you can read Marx's On the Jewish Question. He was very critical of Zionism and anything to do with, like, Jewish supremacy. He was very, very critical of that. Like, go ahead and take a gander. So what he was a Jew? If he was 100% Jewish, what does it change about his ideas? What does it change? It changes nothing, but you are blinded by the oldest psyop literally in history. So, I mean, you need to get off the internet or something. You need to talk. I recommend you talk to your parents about this. You say, hey, mom, hey, dad, like, I'm a chud on TikTok that hops in comment sections and says Marx was a Jew, and I'm a chud, and I need you to help me. And I need you to tell me why I'm such a chud, and I guarantee you they'll help you. I guarantee you. Have you lived in USSR or any communism country? I live in a pre-Soviet country. But he was. What does it matter, though? What does it matter? Whatever, goy. So what, bro? Like, it doesn't, y'all motherfuckers are so caught up, bro. Y'all motherfuckers are so, like, you are genuinely brain fucked by the bourgeoisie. They have you in a fucking chokehold. They have you in a full Nelson, bro. They have you just straight, like, it's unfortunate, bro. It's really unfortunate. I just logged on. I'm dying, bro. Please call me a chud, too. No, I would never. Should I go see Netspend? I got 2 days to decide. How much are the tickets? How much are the tickets? It really depends. If it was like $30 to see Netspend, I would see Netspend. Boston Crab. Do you know what Stalin did to little kids? Do you know what, like, you know, our current U.S. president did? And, like, his best friend Epstein? Versus Stalin, who, y'all, I see this allegation a lot. I've never seen any definitive proof. I've never seen any, like, there's plenty of holes in this fucking story. But meanwhile, Trump has just allegations out the fucking wazoo, like, literally out the wazoo, and video footage of him lusting after underage girls. Okay, can you prove to me that? Like, can you prove that? Source, trust me. You should see Fake Mink. That's a way better value. That's way better. Save some money for tickets to China. Oh, I will. I think it'll be cheaper to get a ticket out there, too. Hold on. I'm going to take a little look-see here. Because I'm way closer. I'm several hundred miles closer. Yeah. Yeah. What do you know? Hold on. The source for Stalin being a pedophile was from a guy in Epstein's phone book. Weird, dude. Weird. Wow, that guy was tapped in with Epstein. Weird how that happens. Yo, if I left tomorrow to China, it would be $18,000. If I left to go to China, like... Oh my god. For a round trip, it's 18,000 fucking dollars flying economy. Dude, holy fucking jackballs, bro. Okay, what if I left in like December? No, not return on fucking December, you stupid silly chud. How many Russians did Lenin kill? Like negative hundreds of millions. Okay. Oh god. Hold on. It's like $24 flight to China, excuse me? No, I'm going to China. I want to go to China. I want to go to Shanghai. Dates, we'll do like... Yo, what is going on June 25th? That's $11,000 for tickets to China, and every other day is like not that much. Okay, so for a round trip, it's like $1,500. If I was leaving from New Hampshire, it would be like $2,000. So it's a bit cheaper. Maybe I can find it even cheaper if I go farther out. Yeah, it's all going to be a bit expensive. I can get it for $1,000 if I like really in advance. $500 each way. That's pretty good. Honestly, a round trip to China for $1,000, dude, that's pretty good. Just sucks that that's like literally like over a week of work. Isn't that crazy? $24 would be too communism. Commies doesn't even like Slavs, not true. Hey, Comrade, can't you miss my comment again? I miss a whole bunch of comments, Jacob. I'm sorry. That's funny to you? Yeah, I think it's pretty funny that you think Lenin killed like 800 quadrillion people or something, and he literally saved hundreds of millions of people's lives. Like, he saved way more people than he could have ever possibly killed. I think that's funny. That he's so fucking goated, and you just don't see it. You might see Dominic Fike in August. Is that Israeli? I mean, he would support that. By he, I mean the big Yahoo. How about we reestablish gulags? Yeah, I just talked about this, Charlotte. Bullshit? Look it up. You miss me, of course. He killed in Bolshevik Revolution more than 20 million, and then 100 million more after. It was 50 quintillion, actually. Let's read some theory. School these motherfuckers. By what is the price of a commodity determined? By the competition between buyers and sellers, by the relation of the demand to the supply, of the call to the offer. The competition by which the price of a commodity is determined is threefold. I'm going to repeat that again. By the competition between buyers and sellers, by the relation of the demand to the supply, of the call to the offer. The same commodity is offered for sale by various sellers. Whoever sells commodities of the same quality most cheaply is sure to drive the other sellers from the field and to secure the greatest market for himself. The sellers therefore fight among themselves for the sales for the market. Each one of them wishes to sell, and to sell as much as possible, and if possible to sell alone to the exclusion of all other sellers. Each one sells cheaper than the other. Thus there takes place a competition among sellers which forces down the price of the commodities offered by them. But there is also a competition among the buyers. This upon its side causes the price of the proffered commodities to rise. Finally, there is competition between buyers and the sellers. These wish to purchase as cheaply as possible, those to sell as dearly as possible. The result of this competition between buyers and sellers will depend upon the relations between the two above-mentioned camps of competitors, i.e., upon whether the competition in the army of buyers or the competition in the army of sellers is stronger. Industry leads two great armies into the field against each other, and each of these again is engaged in a battle among its own troops and its own ranks. The army among whose troops there is less fighting carries off the victory over the opposing host. Let us suppose that there are 100 bales of cotton in the market, and at the same time purchasers for 1,000 bales of cotton. In this case, the demand is 10 times greater than the supply. Competition among the buyers then will be very strong. Each of them tries to get a hold of one bale, if possible, of the whole 100 bales. This example is no arbitrary supposition. In the history of commerce, we have experienced periods of scarcity of cotton, when some capitalists united together and sought to buy up not 100 bales, but the whole cotton supply of the world. In the given supply, then, one buyer seeks to drive the others from the field by offering a relatively higher price for the bales of cotton. The cotton sellers, who perceive the troops of the enemy in the most violent contention among themselves, and who therefore are fully assured of the sale of their whole 100 bales, will beware of pulling one another's hair in order to force down the price of cotton at the very moment in which their opponents race with one another to screw it up high. So all of a sudden, peace reigns in the army of sellers. They stand opposed to the buyers like one man, fold their arms in philosophic contentment, and their chains would find no limit did not the offers of even the most importunate, I've never read that word before, importunate of buyers have a very definite limit. So, W analogy from Marx here. It is kind of crazy how easy it is to imagine this and how simple it is. But I think a thing with Marx and all of his theory is just that it is so many different, analyses that you have to kind of fit together in a bigger framework, and just our working class has sadly been drained of that ability and just wrenched and wringed of it. But hey, we read theory on TikTok lives. We still do it. Maybe one day we'll have like fucking 100,000 people in this bitch like Dean Withers. I doubt it. But who knows? Where are we? If then the supply of a commodity is less than the demand for it, competition among the sellers is very slight, or there may be none at all among them. In the same proportion in which this competition decreases, the competition among the buyer increases, results a more or less considerable rise in the prices of commodities. So this goes to show how capitalism is just such a seller's market. It is such a hostile to workers market, because we are made both consumers and workers, and we have to. Hey, what's good, Harry? Yo, Harry, how we doing? Comrade, how we doing? What's good, Harry? Bro, that is my fucking boy. This is the motherfucker I visited on the long march to Michigan. This is the motherfucker who I stopped over at. He hosted me. And we got geeked as fuck. We got turned as fuck. Harry, bro, my dad wants pictures. If you got any pictures of us, you gotta send them to me, bro. Bro, yeah, we're chilling. I'm still here with my boy Jimmy, but we're getting the apartment pretty soon. Like, hopefully next week. We just toured a fucking great place. Like, it looks like the spot. It looks like the fucking spot. Hopefully we get 2 months of rent for free, which would be fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty crazy. You probably think Jesus was Muslim. Wait, what? What are y'all motherfuckers arguing about? Postman, what do you think of Ramsey Robinson? I have heard of him. I haven't heard a lot, but I'm always just wary. I'm always just so wary of people who say they're socialist running in political office. Not communist, but I think it's good. I think at least more socialist than anybody. Like, we should try to breed more socialists, try to make sure people know what socialism means. And I think ultimately, if we stay on this motherfucker's ass, say he does win, and we just stay on his ass, we show the limits, the constraints of bourgeois elected offices in serving the needs of the working class, It could hopefully turn out to be a good thing. Hopefully turn out to be a class consciousness raising event if he wins. Yeah, I live in a pre-communist state. We're not going to read too long. I really got to go to bed soon. It's almost 1 a.m. Holy fuck. It is well known that the opposite case, with opposite result, happens more frequently. Great excess of supply over demand, desperate competition among the sellers, and a lack of buyers force sales of commodities at ridiculously low prices. But what is a rise and what a fall of prices? What is a high and what a low price? A grain of sand is high when examined through a microscope, and a tower is low when compared to the mountain. And if the price is determined by the relation of supply and demand, by what is the relation of supply and demand determined? Let us first turn to the worthy citizen we meet. He will not hesitate one moment, but, like another Alexander the Great, will cut this metaphysical knot with his multiplication table. He will say to us, if the production of the commodities which I sell has cost me 100 pounds, and out of the sale of these goods I make 110 pounds, within the year, you understand, that's an honest, sound, reasonable profit. But if in the exchange I receive 120 or 130 pounds, that's a higher profit, and if I should get as much as 200 pounds, that would be an extraordinary and enormous profit. What is it then that serves this citizen as the standard of his profit? The cost of the production of his commodities. If in exchange for these goods he receives a quantity of other goods whose production has cost less, he has lost. Again, if in exchange for these goods he receives a quantity of other goods whose production has cost less, he has lost. Again, because as Marx says, the value of a commodity tends to be more or less equal to its production cost. If he receives in exchange for his goods a quantity of other goods whose production has cost more, he has gained. And he reckons the falling or rising of the profit according to the degree at which the exchange value of his goods stands, whether above or below his zero, the cost of production. So essentially, basic shit here. If you want to make money by producing things, your cost of production needs to be lower than what you sell it for. And this is, again, not the only way that profit is generated. People kind of automatically assume, like, they just leave out the whole surplus value generated by the proletariat. They just think, oh, like, it comes because they sell it for more than it's worth, and then if they need to make more, they just sell it for more, and if they want to make less for some reason, they lower the price. Like, yeah, they don't lower the price, like, really ever. Prices of everything goes up constantly. Because their surplus value is just being extracted more and more and more, and they need to keep on increasing the prices to keep up with this. Because who would have thunk that this money system is just faced with constant inflation and constant problems and cyclical crises? It's morning in the USSR. You were just lying if you need to go to sleep. Bro, I don't live in the USSR, sadly. Why is communism so hated, though? Because people are stupid, and because they've been propagandized for years and years by all the media we watch. I mean, watching, like, most shows through a communist lens nowadays, like, you really get critical of it. You're like, oh, wow. Like, this shit's constantly dropping, like, anti-communist rhetoric or anti-socialist rhetoric. In school, you're taught about, like, just the worst things of communism. Like, I remember learning about, like, the Great Leap Forward and shit, like, killing, like, a quadrillion people, and I was like, oh, this is evil, this is bad. We get preempted, our political beliefs get preempted as children. We learn in school communism is bad, and by adulthood, once we actually learn about shit, we already hate it, so it's kind of hard. We didn't nuke Vietnam, but we did drop, like, we dropped so many bombs in there. I mean, we dropped on neighboring Laos, who we weren't even at war with. We dropped a bomb every, like, 8 minutes for, like, 7 years straight. No, for longer than that. For way longer than that, actually, I believe, like 20-something years. Feds like communism, by the way. What feds? Like, dude. Oh, my God. Like, where is your source, dude? Like, it just hurts. Is this anti-Cantt? Oh man, this might not be anti-Cantt. This might be a genuine guy with actual belief. When the beliefs get so parodic and so, like, unbelievable, like, I just automatically think it's anti-Cantt. Man, yeah, this guy's just beyond reality. We have seen how the changing relation of supply and demand causes now a rise, now a fall of prices, now high, now low prices. If the price of a commodity rises considerably owing to a falling supply or a disproportionately growing demand, then the price of some other commodity must have fallen in proportion. For, of course, the price of a commodity only expresses in money the proportion in which other commodities will be given in exchange for it. I'm going to say that again. For, of course, the price of a commodity only expresses in money the proportion in which other commodities will be given in exchange for it. If, for example, the price of a yard of silk rises from 2 to 3 shillings, the price of silver has fallen in relation to the silk. And in the same way, the prices of all other commodities whose prices have remained stationary have fallen in relation to the price of silk. A larger quantity of them must be given in exchange in order to obtain the same amount of silk. Now, what will the consequence of a rise in the price of a particular commodity be? A mass of capital will be thrown into the prosperous branch of industry, and this immigration of capital into the provinces of the favored industry will continue until it yields no more than the customary profits, or rather until the price of its products, owing to overproduction, sinks below the cost of production. Conversely, if the price of a commodity falls below its cost of production, then capital will be withdrawn from the production of this commodity. Except in the case of a branch of industry which has become obsolete and is therefore doomed to disappear, the production of such a commodity, that is, its supply, will, owing to this flight of capital, continue to decrease until it corresponds to the demand, and the price of the commodity rises again to the level of its cost of production, or rather until the supply has fallen below the demand and its price has again risen above its cost of production. For the current price of a commodity is always either above or below its cost of production. Again, for the current price of a commodity is always either above or below its cost of production, never exact. We see how capital continually emigrates out of the province of one industry and immigrates into that of another. The high price produces an excessive immigration, and the low price an excessive immigration. We could show from another point of view how not only the supply but also the demand is determined by the cost of production. But this would lead us too far away from our subject. Of course, not even reading the comments. Buddy. Oh my fucking god, dude. Just shut up. Just shut the hell up. This guy is so annoying, dude. Are you reading Capital? We're reading Wage, Labor, and Capital. Yeah, we're reading theory right now, Emily. Opinion on leftist accelerationism. I mean, kind of based. Shout out Love for the follow. Feel weird saying I like Airsoft of Milsim games because so much genocide is involved. Who cares, dude? I play fucking Hearts of Iron. I kill like tens of millions of people every run in that fucking game. Like it's all a game, and as long as you like, I don't know, if you're just doing it purely like mechanically and you're just like not like having any sort of lore for it in your head, I mean maybe it might be a little weird. But like I feel like most people who play Hearts of Iron like that, I mean at least me, like, you know, you have some kind of headcanon going on in your head. Like you're imagining you're fighting like a war of liberation. Like I always play communist countries. And like, you know, you don't like, even though they're just digital and simulated, not really, you don't just take them as like, oh, good, yes, like, yes, like, you know, it's deeper than that. And like you give it meaning and you apply your own meaning to it. So if you enjoy like, you know, Airsoft and military simulation games, fucking good. Like you're enjoying your passions, you're enjoying your hobbies. And as long as you have a healthy relationship with that, you know, there's no problem. Can I ask a communist a question? Of course. If you don't have an imagination, you will hate map games. True. How are we doing, T? We could show from another point of view how not only the supply but also the demand is determined by the cost of production. But this would lead us too far away from our subject. We have just seen how the fluctuations of supply and demand always bring the price of a commodity back to its production, back to its cost of production. The actual price of a commodity indeed stands always above or below the cost of production, but the rise and fall reciprocally balance each other so that within a certain period of time, if the ebbs and flows of the industry are reckoned up together, the commodities will be exchanged for one another in accordance with their cost of production. Their price is thus determined by their cost of production. The determination of price by the cost of production is not to be understood. So I actually was thinking about this. I was mistaken earlier when I said the price is exactly its cost of production. The price is determined by its cost of production. That was my bad. It's determined by it. It's not exactly its cost of production. As Marx says here, it's going to be always above or below, but with the fluctuations with the seller's market and the occasional buyer primacy where, prices decrease here and there, profits will always, continue to come in, and the commodity will always be more or less equal to the cost of production, but not exactly at any current point in time. It's a lengthy examination of it. Do you think the Seahawks will go back-to-back Super Bowl champions? Oh man, that's a good question. Maybe. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Some people who like to roleplay and do triple K and weird stuff. Yeah, that shit is gross. Shout out SR18 Roadblock for the follow. Host Ball, that explains it all. Yeah, I'm Ball, literally. Really think you can mute me because you suck at debating why you live in us? Kobe, oh my god, this guy. Quiet. Go ahead and make another account. Come back later. Oh my god. Debating. I'm master debating right now. Do you like your doctor? I don't even fucking have a doctor. Can't remember the last time I was there. The determination of price by the cost of production is not to be understood in the sense of the bourgeois economists. The economists say that the average price of commodities equals the cost of production, that this is the law. The anarchic movement, in which the rise is compensated for by a fall and the fall by a rise, they regard as an accident. We might as well just consider the fluctuations as the law and the determination of the price by cost of production as an accident, as in fact done by certain other economists. But it is precisely these fluctuations which, viewed more closely, carry the most frightful devastation in their train, and like an earthquake cause bourgeois society to shake to its very foundations. It is precisely these fluctuations that force the price to conform to the cost of production. In the totality of this disorderly movement is to be found its order. In the total cost of this industrial anarchy, in this circular movement, competition balances, as it were, the one extravagance by the other. We thus see that the price of a commodity is indeed determined by its cost of production, but in such wise that the periods in which the price of these commodities rises above the cost of production are balanced by the periods in which it sinks below the cost of production, and vice versa. Of course, this does not hold good for a single given product of an industry, but only for that branch of industry. So it also does not hold good for an individual manufacturer, but only for the whole class of manufacturers. Again, why the bourgeois is so supreme, because they're always systemically propped up by this ebb and flow. They can get swapped out, they can get rotated, but they're always existing. The bourgeois, the people who control the means of production, they always exist. The determination, as long as capitalism and the whole commodity exchange and all this shit exists, the determination of price by cost of production is tantamount to the determination of price by the labor time requisite to the production of a commodity. Again, the determination of price by cost of production is tantamount to the determination of price by the labor time requisite to the production of a commodity. For the cost of production consists first of raw materials and wear and tear of tools, etc., i.e., of industrial products whose production has cost a certain number of workdays, which therefore represent a certain amount of labor time, and secondly of direct labor, which is also measured by its duration. So it all boils down to the exploitation of labor value. That ends chapter 3 for us. Nice and quick chapter. W Marks. W Marks. Can't when we're going on the boys' trip to Israel tomorrow, brother. Tomorrow, right now, motherfucker. But yeah, comrades. Comrades. We're gonna get ending stream here. Very nice talking to y'all today. Much love to all y'all. And I will get going to bed here. But I might catch y'all tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna be very busy the next few days. So I probably won't be streaming too much. But once we're in the apartment, once our whole situation's locked down, bro, we're gonna be locking in. Most definitely. Alright, comrades. Good night. Much love.